Did you know the United States once funded psychic spies who tried to sketch hidden Soviet bases using only their minds? Hello, explorers! Today we enter one of the strangest crossroads between documented history and fringe legend. On one side is remote viewing, a real intelligence program that tested whether trained viewers could see across distance with the mind. On the other is the Montauk Project, a tale of underground labs, mind control, and time experiments beneath an abandoned radar tower, later echoed in the series Stranger Things. Together, they show how secrecy, fear, and imagination can fuse into something that feels larger than fact. Start with what we can verify. In the 1970s, during the Cold War, United States agencies quietly funded parapsychology work at Stanford Research Institute. The effort grew into programs later grouped under the label Project Stargate. Remote viewers sat in secure rooms with only coordinates or code numbers and reported mental images and impressions. Supporters cite some apparent hits on Soviet sites, while skeptics note low overall accuracy once strict tests were applied. Declassified reviews in the 1990s reached a blunt conclusion. Some sessions looked interesting, but the data was too inconsistent to guide real operations. Funding stopped, and psychic spying was filed away as an experiment that did not earn its keep. Yet the story did not end. Former participants shared memories, and the idea of military psychics entered documentaries, interviews, and fiction. The public image shifted from research project to modern myth. Now shift to Montauk. Here, the line between record and rumor nearly disappears. The Montauk Project stories center on Camp Hero, an old coastal defense site in New York. According to books and interviews from the 1980s and 90s, secret groups there ran experiments on runaways and gifted children, boosting psychic powers and opening portals. No documents or physical evidence have confirmed these claims, and many details conflict from one account to another. Yet, the story stuck. It blended real ingredients, such as closed bases, radar tests, and mind control fears left over from programs like MKUltra, with pure invention. A pitch based on Montauk even served as an early concept for Stranger Things before the setting and names were changed. So can these two threads be joined? Only carefully. Remote viewing programs like Stargate left a paper trail. They show how governments sometimes chase the edges of science when fear and competition run high. Montauk, by contrast, lives almost entirely in testimony and rumor. Joining them works as a narrative device, a way to explore how real experiments can feed exaggerated legends. Treating them as equal evidence, however, erases the difference between a tested, if flawed, program and a campfire tale. The deeper theme is control. Remote viewing experiments asked whether the mind can reach beyond distance. Montauk legends ask whether institutions might seize that mind and bend it. If thoughts can travel, who gets to aim them? If psychology can be pushed and shaped, who holds the code? Science so far has not found a reliable way to spy with psychic senses. Results from remote viewing trials hover near chance once strict controls are applied. Brain imaging and cognitive research explain perception as bound to sensory input and physical brains. That does not erase subjective experiences, but it does mean agencies now trust satellites and signal intercepts, not visions, when lives are on the line. Still, these stories matter. They reflect how people feel about secrecy and power. When official accounts lose trust, gaps in the record invite stranger explanations. An abandoned bunker becomes a portal. A declassified memo becomes proof of a wider cover. Even a fragment of truth can support a tower of speculation. So, what should we take from psychic spying and the Montauk tales? Curiosity at the edges of knowledge is normal, but methods matter. Claims need controls, replication, and open data. Without those, fascination turns into folklore. Stories also shape how we see history. A series like Stranger Things may be fiction, but it leads millions to ask what inspired it. And that question circles back to how we document or hide our past. What do you think? Are remote viewing and Montauk glimpses of something real that we do not yet understand? Or cautionary tales about how far imagination can run when mixed with secrecy? Comment your thoughts, especially any sources or experiences you find convincing. Like this video if it sharpened your questions about psychic research and hidden programs, and subscribe for more clear-eyed journeys into the unknown, only here on Next Gen Science. Let us keep exploring together.